Greetings everyone, greetings and welcome. In this video, I just want to show you how I solo as a cleric. I'm currently level 16, so I want to show you how I solo at two different camps. The first one being the Demith Undead camp. That one is a little bit easier, I guess you could say, because clerics have a lot in their arsenal that they can utilize against undead enemies. And also, I'm slightly over leveled for that camp, but there's still some good loot there. And so I'm showing you the easier method with the undead line of spells, and then a more difficult camp in the Lost Orc Valley camp where I solo yellow mobs. So enjoy it, take your time, and I've been getting a lot of comments asking me how I solo and is it possible for a cleric? Is it painfully slow? Yes, it is, but it's not impossible. And actually, you can get some good loot and experience if you have a little bit of time and can't find a group. So, yeah, enjoy. Take care, everyone, and I will see you at the camps. I've had a couple really good questions, actually. People constantly ask me. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways. There's like the more aggressive method, and then there's like the sort of play the long game method and sort of whittle the enemy down as you heal yourself. Things really start to open up at 15 plus. And now, so I'm in my favorite camp, the Demith Undead camp. These decaying travelers drop really good gear and bags. So since they're undead, I can utilize this Halt Undeath spell. So the aggressive method is just to relentlessly spam this while you keep yourself shielded. So just a few things, you know, obviously you want to make sure you buff yourself up. This Divine Weakening is really good because it automatically decreases their damage by 8%. We have our new Castigate spell, so you can basically just like spam your direct damage spells. But you want to make sure that you want to keep this prayerful combat on you at all times, so your hits actually reduce. Your hits give you back mana. This Cloak of Light spell is really good too. It just kind of keeps your heals up, and it's a really good spell. It can also crit. So over the lifetime of the spell, the duration, you get basically a free heal. It's a free fast heal. And see here it just crit. So I'm gonna pull this guy. You have a few different options. As a cleric, Shackle Undeath as well. You can root undead mobs, but in this case I feel pretty confident, so I'm just gonna try to land Divine Weakening on him. There we go. So for 2 minutes now. For 2 minutes, he does 8% less damage. You want to keep yourself shielded and kind of watch that. You can coordinate your Labored Blessing. That way you can just kind of get a free heal off. And you literally just whittle them down. That's basically the strategy. If you're feeling really confident, what you can do is like weave spells in between. But in this case, this is relatively straightforward. As you can see, I mean, even you can prayerful rest, get all your mana back, and just keep yourself shielded. It really doesn't matter. You can heal through all the debuffs and things of that nature, and just spam your abilities. We'll do a couple more, like the more aggressive method. Let's see if we can get more of these guys. A good thing about this camp is you can always run back to the guard. So this guy here, let's just nuke him. Let's just nuke him outright while we spam our abilities. This is our Halt Undeath. Easy. And we get a pouch. So excellent, excellent way to solo. Not a whole lot of downtime. You just kind of keep it going. I'll also take you to my new favorite area, the Lost Orc camp. Some of these guys are casters, so you want to be a little careful. Let's pull this Traveler. Now see, here we have two. What I'm going to do is I'm going to root one. I'm going to root one here. I wish there was like a spell effect going off that you could hear. I like to get a nice audio prompt to like really make sure that it landed. Yep. And so yeah, I mean you can just kind of hang out and wait on your HP to heal back up, or you can heal yourself back up. Yep. So you can, I mean that's one way to do it if you have a really bad pool. You can just keep them rooted and just kind of take your time, you know, take your time and heal up. But in this case, I feel pretty confident, so let's go ahead and put him out of his misery. We don't have the advantage against undead at the Lost Orc camp. So it's a little trickier. This is the easier method. All right. I mean, and look, in just in this time alone, we've gotten 3 pouches, right? Yeah, 3 pouches and a couple things of loot. That's actually pretty good. These are a nice little, relatively easy to get 6-slot bag. And I've been filling up my bank slot with them. So yeah, I really like this camp as a cleric. I started soloing here around level 13. During the day, it's a little easier. At night, it's a little bit harder. So excellent solo camp for cleric. Now let's go over to the Lost Orcs. Greetings everyone and welcome back. So here we are at the Lost Orc camp, or the Lost Orc Valley. They're very lost. And so I'm going to show you how I can solo as a cleric here. Now we don't have the advantage of the undead. So we're going to remove Halt on Death, Shackle Death. It doesn't really serve to us a purpose. Now, I can totally get by using only my Greater Ward of Light, my Healing Glow, and Cloak of Light. You can fill up these spell slots if you want to. Just in case I get a group, I like to throw up um, minor divine healing and maybe arc of light just to kind of have that in there. But so same thing as before. You just want to buff up here. You always want to make sure that you have prayerful combat, and you can kind of test the waters here. So let's see if we can find a yellow. Let's see if we can find a yellow con. This one here is a good one. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Divine Weakening. It really doesn't take much. Now, I should say before we even do this, my gear is somewhat decent. I've gotten a couple of the drops from here. So I just got some basic like wisdom gear. I swapped out some mail stuff, so I'm a little tankier, and I'm using a hammer as well. Shields they buffed recently, so I just feel like with quick discipline you get more bang for your buck with the two-handed hammer. So let's just go ahead and try to land Divine Weakening on him. That's going to be huge. Alright, so we got it. I'm going to turn on auto attack and just kind of do the thing here. I'm going to shield up and Cloak of Light. And the idea is here just to whittle him down. Now, yes, as a cleric, is it painfully slow? Yes. Yes, it is. But I'm just going through my abilities here, basically just keeping up my shield. I have a free heal in the bag, which we don't need. If you start to feel really confident, you can begin weaving spells in there. But I recommend just kind of testing the waters, you know. Our shield eats most of this. Just remember to keep your Cloak of Light on. That's basically a free fast heal, and it can crit. So we'll start weaving our Castigate spell in there. And just keep up these abilities as they spawn. Just think of it this way. Every time these come back up, this is like a free a free hit basically that you get. And I'm just auto attacking with the hammer, letting my mana kind of tick back up. Quick discipline has been an absolute game changer for me. That's what sped up everything. Now, you can also use Inspire Allies and time that to where like you have a window of burst damage. But just in case I get an ad or something, I'm going to hold on to that right now. As you can see, most of the time, your shield eats through most of it, and you can re-up your shield before he destroys it. There's an invisible wall here still, unfortunately. I'm kind of afraid to kill them beyond that, so I can't get the loot. All right, there we go. And that's how you do it. Let's do a couple more just to prove that this isn't a fluke. Now, the beauty of this camp is that it's really tricky to get to. So you have a really nice advantage here. So these two are yellow as well. Let's do a wolf, and then we'll also do a lost orc. And I think that'll be good. All right, so same thing. I'm just gonna pull him. I'm gonna try to land Divine Weakening. Sometimes that gets resisted. You can go down a rabbit hole trying to land that in a group. And then we're gonna do this Lost Orc Scout by the tree, and that'll be it. That's when I'll pop my other spell. It's not like a complete game changer, but it gives you a really nice burst. So yes, is this slow compared to other classes? Absolutely, but it's a nice cozy little camp. You can log in and get a few kills before work or whatnot, which is what I'm doing now. And it's nice, you know. I like it. It was a great addition. I'm very happy that this camp exists. And the advantage here too is since they're like living enemies, they run. So that kind of gives you some time to do your thing. As a cleric, it's a little risky sometimes. They kind of run around and it takes a little while to get them. So you want to be careful. You want to make sure nothing is pathing through the middle there. So let's skin this wolf and give this Lost Orc Scout a go. Make him permanently lost, if you know what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and just med up here. And then we're going to go all out on this one. So in the beginning, I was a little careful. I didn't use my nukes that much. I just really focused on my health, my heal over time, and my shield, and just made sure I had mana back. So luckily this prayerful rest, you have 1 minute and 30 seconds, so you can kind of play the long game, whittle him down, wait till that comes up, make sure you're shielded so they don't rattle you as you're weakened. Quick discipline is an absolute must every time it's up. I just do this for the damage. I don't necessarily take advantage of the healing glow because the shield is so powerful. But I just hit that as soon as it's up, just for the damage. And obviously, you want to keep spamming Divine Brand. So, alright, let's go ahead and pull him. We're gonna try to land Divine Weakening. I haven't got a resist yet, which is good. Now you'll notice they begin to shred through you fairly quickly, so make sure to have your shield and your heal over time spell. Here we'll pop our Inspire Allies. It does use quite a bit of mana, so you want to be careful. That's why I said, you know, it's up to you. How brave do you want to be? You know, what if something goes wrong? I recommend saving a little bit of mana, just in case, because this castigate spell is 25 mana, so it eats through it fairly quickly. And you don't have a lot. You just have to hope to land hits, so it's painfully slow to get mana back. Your only option is Prayerful Rest, but that's 1 minute and 30 seconds, so... So yep, just whittle him down. It's not glorious, it's not sexy, but it works. And keep an eye on it too, so the shield lasts 20 seconds, and sometimes they don't break it all the way through. So you can just kind of wait and see, and then reapply it as needed. Or you can pay attention to the little red line on your health bar. Oops. Yeah, so the disadvantage on this side is he goes through the invisible wall here. It's kind of annoying to get him. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, see that. So that's the danger here, is if you're on this side, it's tough to... It's easy to get him killed on the invisible side of the wall there, so unfortunately I can't get that loot. I just wanted you guys to have the beautiful light and be able to see that. But yeah, so this is how you solo as a cleric, soloing yellows in the Lost Orc Valley camp. And we've done pretty much everything here. The warriors and shamans are kind of tricky, the spellcasters, so you want to be a little careful, but the same concept applies, you know? The same concept applies. There's some Lost Orcs that'll debuff you and knock you back and stuff like that, but in general, fairly comfortable. I mean, as long as you keep your shields up. Let's do one more yellow here, just to kind of show you that it's not a fluke. It would have been nice to have a little bit more mana, but this is... Let's pull him back a little bit, just to be safe. We'll go down by the water. Now see, this is a situation where there is an opportunity for chaos. So let's try to land Divine Weakening. Boom. Now, in this case, I'm going to hold off casting Castigate, because my MP is about half, so I want to be a little careful. I want to get my mana up first. Shield can kind of add up if you spam it. This spell is only 10 mana, so it's very cheap, your Cloak of Light spell. And here we got the Orc about almost half. We'll hit our Prayerful Rest here and rebuff. So he's at about half. Just use our abilities as they come up from cooldown. So yeah, guys, as you can see, it's not impossible, just takes a long time. And if you're after the loot too, it's a very good way to farm the gear here too, where you don't have to compete with a group. Whenever you get a group, then it's a little bit different. You can focus on healing some. And here I've swapped out my to my heal spells in case I do get an invite. Unfortunately, that won't be today as I have to go, but that's how you do it. Alright, there we go. Yeah, sad we couldn't get the loot on that other orc, but that's okay. So yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it. This is a beautiful camp. It's my favorite so far, and I plan to be here. I'll be grouping, I'll be soloing at least a few levels until I get my like 18 spells I would like. There's a spell I'm looking forward to that gives you back HP on your auto attack, so that's really nice. I'm hoping it can stack with Prayerful Combat. I'm not sure if it can, but we'll see. But yeah, so this is it. This is how I solo as a cleric, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.